warmed from the oven, brushed with butter, and coated in a spiced sugar. These apple cider donuts taste like every perfect fall morning wrapped up in a single bite. Welcome back to the Crack Mug. No fryer, no fuss, just golden rings of comfort. If you don't have donut pans, just make muffins instead. These donuts are baked, not fried. So I believe that means they're healthy. So come on, let's get in that kitchen and make apple cider donuts baked healthy. Come on. In a bowl, let's sieve together 225 grams of all-purpose plain flour, along with 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of fine salt. To that, let's add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground nutmeg. Set this aside. You can do this by hand or with a mixer. I'm adding 140 grams of unsalted butter. This is at room temperature, so it's nice and soft. Just going to beat this for a minute. That just took a minute. Clean your bowl. To that I'm going to add some light brown sugar, 165 grams, along with 50 grams of granulated sugar. We want this to be light and fluffy, so it should take about 3 to 5 minutes. So that was 3.5 minutes, and it is lovely, light and fluffy. I did stop to clean down the side of my bowl during that. Here I have 2 eggs. We're going to add 1 at a time and then incorporate it. Mix this in well. I've added a second egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. That is looking good. To that, we're gradually going to add our dry ingredients. I'm going to do 2 batches. Hopefully I don't flour myself. Oh, gosh. Start off gentle just to get the flour incorporated. Looking good. Clean down the sides of your bowl. And let's chuck in the remainder of the flour mixture. Start off slowly. That looks lovely. Seems to be well incorporated. Back on. Clean the side of your bowl. Here I have 120 milliliters, that's about 1/2 cup of apple cider. I'm going to put this in here, but very slowly, with the machine running on low. That is looking lovely. There, it's a lovely mixture. Seems to be well incorporated, so let's get this into, you can spoon this into your pan, but you can also just put it in a Ziploc bag and cut off the corner. To make my life easier, I am going to put this into a piping bag. We're ready.
Prepare your pans with baking spray or butter and flour. If using muffin pans, line with parchment cups.
And because I can't leave well enough alone, I took 1/4 of an apple and I diced it really fine. Add a little sugar and lemon juice, and I popped it in the microwave for literally 1 minute. So I want to see what would happen if I added these to the bottom of just a couple of our donuts. I could have incorporated them in a separate bowl, but you know, let's see what happens. I love playing around and messing with my food. Any extra batter you have left over, go around and top them up again.
Bake in the center of a preheated oven at 350 F 175 C for 12 to 14 minutes if making donuts, or 12 to 15 minutes if making muffins. You're looking for golden brown and a toothpick comes out clean.
That's been 12 minutes. Let's check for doneness. Yes, a skewer comes out clean. Perfect. Allow these to cool in the pan for 5 minutes. In the meantime, for cinnamon sugar, here I have 100 grams, 1/2 cup of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Mix these together really well. Here I have 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which I've melted. And these are still very warm, which is good, but I can touch them. Yay, isn't that pretty? Going to brush the very top of them with the melted butter, like so, not too much, and then into our sugar mixture. Ta-da! You know, I have no idea where the 2 special ones are. Did I put the apple? Oh, never mind. Found it. The apple is embedded in there. I will definitely be eating this. I'm still going to give it some cinnamon. What you can do to get a nice clean center is I'm using the tail end of a piping bag tip and just cut it out and you get a lovely center. Bingo. Donuts. The kitchen smells amazing. Look at them. Beauties. And even though they are baked donuts, they look and hopefully taste terrific. I didn't know what to have with them, so I have some apple cider, but I also put some coffee on, and that's perking. Ooh, it's perked. All right, let's give this a try. Fingers only. It smells amazing, looks wonderful, soft. Cheers. That sugar, that cinnamon, slight crunch, that apple cider tang. It's everything wrapped up in one cozy bite. Dangerous. Warm or cold, they're absolutely incredible. Simple, nostalgic, and so easy to make. Oh, I need to search for the ones where I put the apple in the bottom. In the meantime, here's Kathy.
Kindly help this guy out by liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. It really helps, and I'd be so grateful for the support.
I found it, and I can smell the apple in that. Let's try it with apple. Soft on the very bottom. Lovely texture. I would do that again. That's just the right amount. And I would rather keep it separate like I did. I put it on the bottom and then I put the batter on top. I wouldn't mix it in with the batter. Sorry, there's a lot of finger licking going on, but I'm trying to keep my napkins clean. Trust me, once you try one of these, one will not be enough. Well, thank you so much for your support and for joining me in my kitchen today. I hope you make these. They're simple. Turn them into a muffin. No problem. The recipe will work perfectly well. All right, that's it. Until next time, mind yourself. Bye.